Hey, what's up everyone? This is Snackbox. Hope you all are having a great start to the week, guys. We have this Savage Soul Summon Pool active right now. And here we can buy those Prism Soul Stones and also get them from a Spider tournament, which we're going to talk about in a second. And my question was, are these Prism Soul Stones really worth it? It's pretty much the Soul Stone version of a Prism Shard, right? And we're going to compare those chances to the normal Soul Stones and also the prices and then see if this is really worth it. But before we move on, make sure to like and hype this video. Also, if you are a spender, consider using Aptoide. It is the best platform to spend money on. You will get cashback on every single purchase up to 25%. On top of that, you can use my personal promo code for additional 5% cashback, and you can use all your cashback for future purchases, which is absolutely amazing. So definitely go and check it out before spending on Raid. So here at the top you can see the chances for the Prism Soul Stones right now, and you can see we only have a chance of 72% for epics and 28% on legendaries, okay, and no chance on mythicals at all. So that's already kind of like a downside for those soul stones, right? For the Prism Soul Stones, you have a 72% chance to summon an epic soul and a 28% chance to get a legendary soul. For the Eternal Soul Stones, you have a 60% chance to get an epic, 30% to get a legendary, and 10% to get a mythical. So overall, the chances are much better on Eternal Soul Stones than on the Prism Soul Stones. You don't have a chance to get mythical souls at all with the Prism Soul Stones. Also, on top of that, you have a limited pool of champions, no wish list. This is pretty much your wish list on the left side here. And if these champions are not that interesting to you, then there's really no point for you to buy any of these Prism Soul Stones, right? But yeah, again, no chance on mythical souls is a huge downside, right? Now, let's take a look at the rank chances. So on the Prism Soul Stones, you have a 65% chance to get a 4-star epic, 29% to get a 5-star epic, and 6% to get a 6-star epic, okay? For the legendaries, you have a 40% to get a 2-star, very bad, 30% to get a 3-star, 15% to get a 4-star, 9% to get a 5-star, and 6% to get a 6-star. Where on the other hand, for the Eternal Soul Stone chances, you have always guaranteed 5-star or 6-star soul, okay? There's nothing lower than that, all right? It's going to be 75% for 5-star and 25% for 6-star. Doesn't matter what rarity comes in. It's going to be either a 5-star or a 6-star soul. Now, on a 2x Eternal Soulstone event, you have a 50-50 chance, okay? That is huge. That is really insane and probably the best value in terms of soulstones. So looking at this, for me personally, they look like Eternals if we take a look at those Prism Soulstones, but they act more like Immortal Soulstones, okay? Now, if we compare the prices, obviously the Prism summons are a little bit cheaper, or not really a little bit, much cheaper. You get 6 summons for 25 bucks, which is pretty okay, I would say, but then again, it doesn't really matter how many summons you get. It really comes down to what do you get out of it. That's the most important part about it, right? So if we take a look at this biggest pack right here for 100 bucks, you will get 27.5 summons out of this, where for 90 bucks, I think the cheapest Eternal pack is 4. Okay, you will get 4 Eternal Soul Stones. But then again, you might get more 5-star and 6-star soul out of those 4 Eternal Soul Stones than from these 27 or almost 28 summons. Okay, because the chance to get a 5-star is 9% for a legendary and 6% for epic and legendary. Okay, for epics, it's 29%, but you know, most of the time on Eternal Soul Stones, you will get a 5-star epic soul. It's pretty much guaranteed. So even though the Eternals are much more expensive, I think they are definitely better than any of these Prism Soul Stone deals. And the biggest reason for that is obviously that you don't have a chance on Mythicals here, where you do on the Eternal. Now, like I said, you can get a free summon right here on this Spider tournament, okay? Which has a special condition, so you can only use teams from one faction, all right? And that is pretty cool because there are a lot of champions that can solo the Spider. We have Marius that can solo it, Eric's. There are a couple more that can do it. And if you use, food champions from the same faction, you can pretty much solo this, get points for the Champ Train tournament, which we also have going on right now for the Basim Soul. And on top of that, we will also have a Gear Hunters event starting from tomorrow. Okay, so you can pretty much triple dip points for these free tournaments and events and get this free Prism summon. And the cool thing about that is that if you don't click on this summon pool tab down here, you can pretty much save this soul summon for the next soul chase tournament, okay, and get some points for that and take advantage of it, which is pretty cool. Now my conclusion is that this might be one of the worst summoning events we have in Raid Shadow Legends. It is really bad. You know, there's really no point for anybody to buy these Prism summons. There's no value, no extra value out of it. You are better off buying Eternal Soul Stones instead and get you a juicy 5-star soul guaranteed, and maybe even hit a champion from your wish list, and that will, you know, skyrocket your account eventually. The only good thing that I see here is if you're trying to target some of these epics, that could be quite nice, because most of the times you will end up with a 4-star epic, so that could be, you know, worth it maybe if you're progressing or something. But you know, epic souls, I wouldn't really target them that much. I would rather go for Eternals and, you know, target those legendary champions or even mythical souls, right? So yeah, in my opinion, this needs a slight rework. Maybe add some chances on mythicals as well, because they are looking like Eternal Soul Stones, but they're not behaving like them. Where, you know, Prism summons, the Prism shards, they do act like Sacred Shards, but you know, on Sacred Shards, you don't have chances on Mythicals. But these here look like Eternals, but don't behave like them. They act more like Immortals, where even Immortals have a chance on Mythical Souls, okay? So yeah, one of the most underwhelming summoning events. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button. It really goes a long way. Also, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more raid content. The YouTube algorithm is going to suggest you a video that you might like right here, and see you in the next one.